All right. Do we need to do the clapping?
We
They
do.
gotta do the clap.
How else do you
All
sync
right.
it?
I don't know.
All right, you boys ready? Go on in 3, 2, 1. All right, a little off, but
We'll manage.
we will
It's
manage.
perfect. Perfect.
Mental note to put you two a little bit after mine. Little delay. Let's call it.
Little delay. Big grain, little
Truncated
delay.
clap.
Yes, welcome to episode 3.
Wow, already on a 3.
Indeed.
Think we can make it 5?
I have hopes.
Feels just like a few weeks ago we started this whole thing.
Now
My
look at
how
us.
how the time goes by. Our hair's gray. Our chins become more pronounced as they gain fat underneath.
Like sands in an hourglass.
Our hairlines recede further and further.
Have some nice laugh lines going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not because of laughing, just because of scowling.
Wait, except for Thacker. Thacker's a young boy, but
He
the
is.
two of us grain.
Do you hear this, grizzled Bostonian gravel? How
That's
can I
because you
be
smoke like 3 packs a day.
It's only 2.
Oh, do you smoke, Thacker?
No,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
He's straight edge.
I'm
That's
clean.
that's good.
I am also straight edge. What about you, Wilk? Are you straight edge?
I mean, I don't smoke, but I probably drink too much to be straight edge. Well, that's not true necessarily. Anybody who knows and has watched the stream knows that I've cut down dramatically. So,
Dramatically, you say.
yeah. Oh, dude, I used to drunk stream all the time. Now I do it never.
Was it a lot of going out at 5 on Fridays with the coworkers, getting drunk?
Fuck no.
Just
My
drinking
coworkers are normal people.
Mm-hmm.
I used to drink with my roommate, but now, if I drink, it's all by myself.
All by myself. And that sounds sad. That's why I
not
can
as-
only drink on stream.
It's not as sad when I'm drinking on stream. Yeah, I don't do it off stream. I don't drink.
Yeah, I'm only a social
anymore,
drinker.
'cause that-
If I'm out with people,
that is sad.
I can drink. But
Is it social if you're broadcasting to people? Does that count?
in this day and age, I would say yes, because humanity
In
has fell.
2019, let's talk about how society's collapsing around us.
Exactly. No one wants to be with people anymore.
Wow. Yeah.
Why would
I
you
mean-
want to go outside? There's weather.
It all started with an automated checkout line. Now no one talks to anybody.
The beginning of the end.
It's the slippery slope. First, it's the checkout line, then everybody has autism.
Then society collapses.
Yeah.
But yeah, shit, that's been a while. But I remember when automatic checkout lines first came out, and people were outraged over it. No
Yeah.
one's gonna use that. That's just a waste.
Now Andrew Yang is a presidential contender, promising them dollar reduce. Have you heard about him?
I have not
No,
known.
not.
Yeah, he's one of the candidates on the Democratic side.
Yeah, I guess that election's next year, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's next year. It still feels a little
Yeah.
early to start getting into it, but yeah, they
Yeah,
got to figure out who's going to run for the party and all that stuff.
yeah. His book, The War on Normal People, is actually quite interesting. I listened to the whole audiobook for it. His whole fear is that automation is going to be a massive problem in the coming years, and we're not really doing anything to address it or fix it.
Problem like the old problem of it's going to take our job, or we're just going to become lazy and slothful.
No, it's like our jobs are going to be fucking gone with nothing to replace them. The picture he paints is fairly bleak. I don't know if I 100% buy it, but it's something to probably be concerned about, I would say. Because, I don't know, I feel like no matter where people are on the political spectrum, nobody really has a solution for what to do about automation.
Yeah.
Like, the Democrats
Robots
are
can't
just...
act in the theater.
They just kind of say, well, more social program, more social spending, and then the conservatives and Republican side are just like, oh, we'll just retrain people, it's fine. Or
yeah, that's like
I don't
every
know.
robot needs some maintenance.
Or like, I don't know, we haven't really thought about it. Yeah, I don't know. Or like the stuff where they say, well, it'll just create jobs, and jobs will be kind of be created in service of the robots and stuff. And I think you think about it and you say, okay, well, how many
Yeah.
How many people are there going to be that need to maintain these robots? Like, maybe one per however many units? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It won't be.
No, not at all.
No.
I feel like any jobs created by automation are going to be dwarfed by how many are lost. But
But I think
I don't know.
it might not even be like a 1-for-1 in this one either. But with the rise of stuff like YouTube and Twitch and all that other, like anyone could be an entertainer now. It's going to be more on people
man.
entertaining each other with all our free time.
I'm trying to hop on that train early.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fuck.
10 years ago, as I said, these Let's Plays are stupid. They're a dumb idea. Now, they're millions of dollars,
Yeah.
if not more. Oh, machinima, you a shit.
I'm grateful that anyone likes to watch me, to be honest. I don't get it, but I'll take it. Holy shit! Sorry.
Yeah, it's an odd one.
While we are doing this, I'm half playing a game of Mordhau. There's a guy that looks like Geralt from The Witcher.
Special ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which just came out, so we can date this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you guys like first-person combat games, go play Mordhau. It's actually really fun.
Which also just came out as Avengers, to date it even closer.
Oh. Have you lads seen Avengers yet?
No, I have not.
I have, but I'm gonna get you haven't.
Can we really talk about it? How long has Avengers been out? Can we spoil it now, or do we have to wait?
No one watches this, so we can say whatever we want. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
Thanos-
to. I'm probably not
Thanos
gonna-
kills Dumbledore. That's all I'm gonna say.
Page
Just give us the
369.
verdict, Grain. Good or shit?
You should see it. If you followed Marvel movies at all, you can see it. It's a good closer. 100%. And I'm not a huge Marvel or comic fan. In fact, a lot of their stuff falls flat with me. But compared to what they did with Star Wars, Marvel is movie of the year.
Very nice. Yeah. Oh my god, I remember watching The Last Jedi, and I was talking to my supervisor at the time about it. I was saying, oh yeah, I went to see the new Star Wars movie. He said, oh nice, are you like a fan of Star Wars? And I thought about it for a second, and I said, no. No, I'm not.
That sounds like a sad realization.
Yeah, it was a sad realization. I'm like, no, these movies suck ass now.
They do. They have honestly killed my love of Star Wars.
Yeah. Fuck you, Disney.
Yeah, especially you, Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
It's like a fat one.
He subverted our expectations. I'll subvert Disney's expectations by not seeing Star Wars anymore.
I see you are a Red Letter Media fan as well.
Yeah. It subverted my expectations. I love that bit in the Plinkett review where Rich Evans, the dude, just has a wine bottle in a glass, and he takes the wine bottle and then just pours it on the fucking table.
Right on the table, yeah.
Just
No one
starts
expected
cackling.
this.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
True subversion of expectations.
Yeah, but I love what they do for the Star Wars. Ever since I Phantom Menace review, I was hooked.
Oh, dude. That was back in college when I first saw that. I was like a freshman. Jesus, that was 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Ooh, yeah.
Because the movie was out for like 3 years till they actually did it, I think. Because it wasn't like right after like they do it now.
Oh, no, of course not. The movie was out in 1999, so it was like a decade.
Wow, it was that long? When
Yeah, The Phantom Menace is old as fuck, dude. It was 1999 when it
I
came
thought
out.
it at least broke the 2000s. Damn.
No, man. It was 1999 for Phantom Menace, like 2002 for the Clone Wars, and then 2004 or 2005 for the Revenge of the Sith. I don't remember.
I don't want to
exactly, but
die. I'm getting old.
I saw those movies when I was like a kid and a teenager, so like I remember the years, you know.
Yeah, I was 1999. Yeah, I just started high school, and after that, life fell apart. What about you, Thacker? You a Star Wars fan?
No. It's the classic situation of there's two good ways to have a thracker not talk. Either put like 5 people on a call or start the movie conversation.
Oh.
Like,
What
I
do you
don't
like,
care for
Tracker?
movies, but
I don't
What the
know why it is. I like acting, but I don't like seeing shows at the theater.
You like
I
the
don't like
concept
watching
of movies.
With movies, the thing is that it's so short, like 2 hours. Like, I'll grab a book, 300 pages, oh, this is the good stuff, and then I see a movie and it's not enough time for the development. I can't get attached to these characters. Now, comedies are the exception. Comedies can be funny.
Comedies
I don't
these
really
days,
get into
though? I don't
movies.
know about that. Oof.
Well, yeah, I don't really watch any movies nowadays. But
So-
as a kid, I enjoyed stuff like Emperor's
You
New
just need
Groove and
to-
whatnot.
You just need to watch, like, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, my dude.
As
If you want 8 hours worth of content.
I
right
start
there.
talking about how I like long stories, I started Lord of the Rings and just got bored.
it
An
is a
hour
very
in
dry
and
book.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or are you
God,
talking the movie?
The books
Yeah,
are
I'm talking
dry.
movie.
That's true. I appreciate the books for what they are, you know.
Yeah.
Tolkien was great at, like, creating worlds and all this good shit, but oh my god.
Yeah, he was a
His,
world
his
builder.
writing
not a-
his writing is so fucking hard to read. Not hard to read, but it's like you said, it's dry.
It's like a historian rather than
Yeah,
a storyteller.
You read like 20 pages of like what this town, like what this elven city looks like, and you're just like, oh my fucking lord, I don't care anymore. I just want to read what happens next, please, Tolkien.
It's
Please.
the true Moby Dick
Oh
syndrome.
my god. Forgive me for those of you listening that like Lord of the Rings books. They're fine. I'm not trying to shit on them, but oh my lord.
How do you not appreciate the curvature of the arcs, Wilkie?
Pacing is not Tolkien's forte.
All
Oh my
the
lord.
lore of the gods and how they sang the song to create the universe. Except for the one guy who became Sauron's.
You know, there was a game that came out before any of the other Lord of the Rings games that was just based on the Fellowship of the Ring. And it was like based on the book and not the movie adaptations. It had like Tom Bombadil and everything.
I think
Like
I heard of this game.
Yeah, I played it all the way through. And I wish that I have the disc and I wish that it would work on Windows 7 and above, but it doesn't. You try to install it, it just breaks.
Yeah, I got
I
a
just need a virtual machine it.
or DOSBox.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that would work. But goddamn.
That's why I appreciate services like GOG. I rarely use it, but bringing
Yeah,
that.
I have a couple GOG games. There's a Star Trek point and click adventure game that I have from GOG.
From the 90s?
Yeah, like early 90s or whatever it was.
Well, that begs the question, are you a Star Wars nerd or a Star Trek nerd?
Well, I haven't seen enough Star Trek to be a Trekkie in any capacity. My dad was really more of the Trek fan. And as a little kid, I just kind of watched some of the original serials with him, right? So,
Yeah. So just
but
a
the
little
game
bit.
was kind of cool. It was neat because it was actually voice acted by all the all
The actual
all the
characters.
yeah, like William Shatner was Kirk, and they got Leonard Nimoy for Spock and all that good shit. It was cool.
Any other characters no one remembers.
Yeah,
Whoever played Bones and the black woman.
yeah. Ahura or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Did I have that right?
And
Yeah.
Mr. Sulu. Yep, you are right. Hora.
Nice.
At least it sounds right to me. I'm no expert on the subject by far. I'm
Yeah.
more in the Star Wars camp. But yeah, Disney killed that.
Yeah. Thanks, Disney. Well, in other news, I figured out how to turn on my irrigation system for the sprinklers. Exciting, right?
But have
All
you
these-
We're
caught that?
getting to the meat.
Yeah, have you caught that mole?
I did. Well, like, remember I caught the... Did I never talk about the aftermath of the gopher?
No, you were setting up the
With you
trap
guys?
last time.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I can tell the story of what happened. Not even a couple hours after I got not even a couple hours after the fact, the trap. I checked the trap and it had already snapped. Right, I saw that the trap was unwound. I was like, oh fuck, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So I peer into the hole, and I can see this little ball of fuzz, right? At kind of, because the trap goes down a little ways, in order for it to, when it snaps, it wraps around the gopher, and it has to be fairly far into the hole so it doesn't, get spooked or whatever.
I thought it was something you put on the top of the ground and he popped into it.
No, not quite. It's hard to describe it, but you wind it up, and it's a trap that the part that snaps and crushes the gopher, you have to stick into the hole, so that when the gopher bumps the mechanism with his nose, the trap snaps and contracts and crushes it quickly. In theory, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's supposed to snap the neck, but...
Yeah, exactly. Or just crush it, suffocate it quickly. But what actually happened was the little ball of fuzz was pulsating, so it was breathing still, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck me.
Oh, right? You had to get the shovel out?
Yeah, what happened was I grabbed the trap, I had to kind of yank the gopher out, because, he's stuck in the hole, so I have to yank him out. He's kind of pulling against, what I'm doing. I pull him out, and the poor thing is skewered on the trap, right? Both prongs just skewered the poor thing, so it's just kind of curled up there looking pathetic and just
dying,
breathing harshly, and I had to grab the shovel. And one good smack is all it took.
No, well, at least it only took one.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask how many.
No, it only took one. It was sad though. I felt really bad. I really did. The smacking with the shovel wasn't the bad part. It was getting the gopher off the trap that made me kind of upset.
Oh yeah. Was it like the one at the record just posted, the picture?
It's a cinch trap. So if you posted a cinch trap, then yes. Hang on, let me see.
Cinch.
No.
All
right. You had a different one.
You almost wind them up like a mouse trap.
That's what I was thinking.
And then stick the prongs into the hole. Yes, there you go. It's that on the left-hand side, that thing right there. That's what it looks like when it's wound up. When the mechanism activates, those two prongs drive forward and just crush because like the gopher is going to be like inside the ring there, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like a mechanical or a metal arm with two pincer-like prongs that snap around the gopher when its head enters a smaller.
When it bumps the smaller circle, it sets it off and.
I thought it would go closer to the neck rather than the waist. That's interesting.
There you go. And that's what it looks like. Yeah, you have to just set it to where you feed it down into the to the hole there. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I might have another one on a different part of the yard. I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking I might.
Oh, you
I'm
think
kind
I
of
divided
pissed
your
about
house?
it. Well, because I took care of that one, right? I wrapped him up in a plastic bag and threw him out,
Waiting for garbage day.
Yeah, well, garbage day was pretty soon after that.
That's
good.
Yeah,
that wasn't gross. But I think I might have another one. Holy shit.
And they're gonna, well, hopefully not, but they're gonna keep coming back, probably.
Do you think?
I mean, how prominent are gophers in the area? Because I remember last time you talked, you said they were like everywhere.
Well, they are in the plains and stuff. They are, but in a residential area, I wouldn't think they'd come this far into people's yards like they do. But maybe they do. I've heard different things. People say, "Oh, they're not supposed to be that prominent," but then other people say, "Oh, yeah, they're all over the place." So it might just be a force of nature I got to deal with. I don't know.
Well, only one way to get rid of the next one and see how long you stay gopher free.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't know if these are mounds or I don't know if it's mice or some other bullshit, but I'm pretty sure I have another one to deal with, so. I know at least now that the cinch trap is 100% good to go. And
probably reusable too.
Oh, they are reusable, absolutely.
Well, there you go. It's a one-time investment.
This one gets, yeah. And they were the only thing we were told that is really reliable at killing these gophers. There's all kinds of other gimmicks and stuff that you can do, but none of it really works all that well.
What's one of those put you back? $20?
They're hard to find in hardware stores now, but about $25-$30. Yeah, you can find them online.
Oh, not bad.
Because like all the stuff you find for gophers, like whoa, poison pellets or other dumb things that don't really work very well, you know.
Things that you don't have to handle a corpse with. Which I guess, yeah, if you do even poison the gopher and then it works, you just like, I guess you just bury the hole and let bygones be bygones.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it rot down there. It's natural. It's nature's way.
So what happened was, with the other mound that I saw, it looks a lot like, the mound wasn't quite gopher sized, but the hole felt like it was big enough for a gopher. So I stuck the trap in there again, just today. And it snapped today, and I checked it, but there was no gopher on the end of it that was caught. So I don't know if like it got injured and then retreated, because when I tried to dig out the hole, it was kind of buried up, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder. So who knows? If I wounded it, maybe it'll just die down there.
Maybe where it was smaller than a gopher wasn't.
Could have been.
quite catchable.
Yeah, I don't know. But there you go. This is the joys of home ownership in the Idaho area. Got to deal with motherfucking gophers. Like I talk like I'm angry at them, but I do feel bad. I felt really bad when I had to kill that one.
Well, you know,
It's bad. It's bad enough when it's already dead when you pull the trap out, but when it's still breathing, you're like, oh my god.
It's last moments of pain and suffering caused by your hands.
Yeah.
But you could get a pet ferret, and that'll solve your problem.
I could do that. But then I have to have a pet ferret is the problem.
That is true. It's true. I mean, well, it also
really,
depends.
ferrets seem awesome, but the only big drawback is that they stink, from what I've heard. They're very musky.
You can have them degland, so that kind of just think the smell. But yeah, ferrets, they're also illegal in some states.
Oh, they are quite legal here. I've seen them in pet stores, so
I'm not surprised. I think
yeah.
California was maybe one of the only ones, because California's California. I looked into it briefly because ferrets make good companions for falcons and hawks. So I was maybe going to get some ferrets going by hawking. Yeah. Because they'll drive the animal out of the hole, and then the bird can get them. If they don't get them themselves, which they can also do. But they're also, like, really fragile. Like, they're so specialized in what they do and what they eat that, like, even giving them a little bit of human food that you think's okay for them will completely screw them over.
Die instantly.
Yeah. Like, if they get even just a little bit of bubble gum, because their intestines are so small, it could, like, plug up their entire stomach, and they just essentially die, yeah.
Oh, that's no good.
Or they have to have, like, really invasive surgery, so you gotta be real careful what they can get their claws on.
That's sad, though.
But they always, whenever I see people with them, like, I had a buddy who had a ferret way back when I was young. They always seem really playful and friendly and cuddly.
Yeah, they seem like cool animals. I don't know. I mean, I live in my own house now. I could do whatever I want, get whatever pet I want.
Get a Burmese Mastiff.
You know what was the biggest mistake, though? I had guinea pigs once.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever had guinea pigs?
I've had hamsters. I had friends who've had guinea pigs, but I've never owned a guinea pig.
I mean, guinea pigs are basically just massive hamsters.
They are.
They make weird... I mean, not weird. They just make noises.
They do.
I never
they
had a rodent.
Like all the time.
And they do different noises based on the emotion that they're feeling. Like, their content squeak will kind of sound like, what. They just make that noise.
24/7.
Yeah. I can't remember what their agitated noise is, but they make weird noises, like if the male's, like, trying to mate with the female, he'll do, like, this purring sound. He'll be like, like, uh-oh. What are you doing? Hey, come on now.
So that's where you got your paprika practice. You're imitating mating guinea pigs.
God, it was just our biggest mistake is we had guinea pigs and we had a male and a female, and I didn't realize that they reproduce so damn quickly.
Oh yeah.
Or so often. We ultimately had to we got rid of them and got rid of them on Craigslist.
Yeah. We had
gave them away because we just got tired of dealing with all the offspring.
I had a similar problem when me and my sister, we each got a hamster, and of course I got a boy, she got a girl.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I named my boy. He was G.I. Joe, and hers was Cutie Whiskers. And they of course do as a female and male will do, and they had litters. They would have a few, and like I was probably 6 or 7 at the time, so I already knew the rumors that they'll like sometimes eat their own young.
Oh God.
And I saw it happen once.
I've got a story about that.
I freaked
dude.
the hell out. But the more important thing is they got out somehow, and the babies got into the walls. So my parents were telling me, like, even years later, like they had to pull apart the walls to try to get all the hamsters.
Well, because it probably started stinking, right?
No,
like the rotting of the bodies. No,
probably it became a thing later. But like, I never noticed the smell or anything growing up. But like, yeah, like when we're getting,
like I thought our house just smelled like death by default.
Yeah, isn't that what everyone's house smells like? So you have your own aroma.
The sickening scent of just decaying flesh.
But they found most of them, and then like they found 1 or 2 when they were getting the house ready to sell.
Oh God! On a similar story. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, the only one we did keep long term was an albino one. It was he was just awesome. He has the white fur, red eyes. We called him Vamp or Vampy. But yeah, out of the whole litter, we only had that one left. Because they all got into the walls and eventually just starved to death or whatever.
That's sad.
It is. Don't have hamsters as pets. They suck.
Well, we had hamsters, and we had a very similar thing happen. The mother never had a problem with eating the offspring, but what you have to do is if one of the females is pregnant and you have multiple adults, you have to segregate the mom from the others, like
really
when she's close to giving birth, because it's the other ones that'll do it. It's so fucked up.
Weird, yeah, that is.
Like, the only time we ever had an issue, like we mostly were good, but this one time it caught us off guard, and we found out we were able to save some of the babies, but other ones were either dead, others were alive, but they had like half of their limbs gnawed off. Oh God, it was just awful, dude. The ones that were alive, it's so awful. We just flushed them down the toilet. We drowned them to kind of
they took nibbles out of them?
Huh?
Are they taking nibbles at them?
Oh yeah.
I saw the mother literally just pack the entire baby in her mouth.
Oh my God!
Her cheeks were puffy.
It was horrible. The mom was trying to keep the other adults away from her offspring. She had the motherly instinct, so she was doing everything right. Oh God, I felt horrible. It's one of those awful things that never left my brain.
It is. It's one of those just haunts you forever.
If anybody's getting hamsters or has them, if there's ever a female that gets pregnant, just buy another cage or do something. Get her away from everybody else. Like, isolate her when she gives birth and starts raising her babies.
Or don't get hamsters.
The adults, or don't get hamsters. But the babies come out. If you've ever seen like a baby mouse or something, they're naked and their eyes are just shut. They're totally defenseless. They're like little pink.
There's like just little blobs.
Teeny little pink little pink blobs. Yeah. And they look weird as hell, and I think that's part of the reason that the adults go, "Oh, what are these things? They must be edible."
I don't think that's the reason, but sure. I like that idea.
I don't know.
What the hell is an infant me?
A few weeks later, they'll actually look like they're just basically little miniature hamsters. Their eyes open up and they're adorable.
Yeah, they grow up pretty quick.
And at that point, the adults will leave them alone, I've found. Like other adult hamsters in the pen will leave them be. But it's like during that initial period, I don't know why. It's just they're really vulnerable to getting devoured.
I believe
it's really fucked
up. From the
up.
rules of nature, as I understand them, I believe that they only eat their young, and thus maybe the others are eating their young. It's because they don't think they can take care of the young. They don't have enough resources to feed everybody. And that's competition. So if the other hamster has babies, that means this hamster can't have babies because those babies are going to eat all the resources. So if they kill those babies, they can have their own babies.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. I think it's sort of like that survival of the fittest kind of thing.
That makes sense. Could be base instinct.
Multiple reasons. The funniest one is just, you don't smell like my babies.
Oh, God. So it's just they're literally stupid hamsters sometimes.
Yeah, there's scent confusion. There is making life easier if there's too many they can't take care of.
That's sad.
Sometimes they're just actually stressed and just...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I heard that one. That's the weirdest reason. They're just stressed out, so they just start eating the babies.
If only they had the power of foresight. It's like, guys, we always replenish your food bowl with like
Yeah.
seeds and grains and shit. Stop eating each other. You're fine. It's fine.
The world
You're
could
not
end
in the
tomorrow.
wild. Like, no, what if you guys never feed us again?
Yep. The baby must die.
No, we make jokes, but that was really horrible. Because I
Yeah.
was a kid when that happened. It fucked me up.
Ooh, the smell actually comes from if humans touch the babies and they get the human scent on
That's
them.
always been the rumor. You're told. Yeah, you never touch,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah,
never
you
did.
Never touch the offspring. That's what I heard too.
When I saw the
Especially like with
mom,
birds.
when I saw the mom eating the babies, I literally, because I wasn't going to touch them, so I grabbed a plastic pair of sunglasses. I was poking her with the pointy end. Stop that! Stop that! I didn't think to grab the mother, though there was a separate occasion.
Yeah, just grab her by the little, like the back of the neck and yank her
Yeah.
out, right?
There
Because
was,
the hamsters have that loose skin. You can pick them up that way.
yeah, they got
Hey!
the nape of the neck.
Yeah.
But there was
Hey,
an
knock it
event
off, you.
where I did throw her out the second story window on accident into the yard. Turns out she was
God.
fine. She landed, and she's, because they have little bodies, I guess they
His-
take fall
and
damage
they're okay.
less accurately. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was completely fine. But like my stupid 7-8-year-old, so I was like, oh, I bet it would be really fun for me and the hamster if I just threw her from the doorway onto my parents' bed, and I overshot it, and the window was open, and it whee, right onto the
Right out
lawn.
the window.
Yep.
Oh, shit. And your dad was mowing the lawn at that exact moment.
No one found out, but I did confess later in life, of course, not at the moment, because that'd be.
Well, yeah. give it like 5 years.
Exactly.
Hey, Mom, guess what?
Once the statute of limitations was gone.
Yeah. Oh, God, help me.
Yeah, my family always had we always had a lot of pets, and we always had weird pets, like cockatiels, hamsters, and
Oh,
ants.
interesting.
Birds lived in our yard all the time. There's always like a nest there with eggs, and you can't mess with them, which sucked because like it's summer vacation. You're trying to enjoy your mornings and sleeping in and all that stuff,
Oh, of course.
and the birds are just going at it at 5 o'clock, dead every day. Weekday, weekend, they're just there chirping right by the window. Dad's like, I'm just gonna take a hose, just spray that whole family out of the tree. It's just driving them nuts. Drove me nuts too. But
Yeah.
I can sleep through anything.
Did you guys ever raise chickens?
No, and I thought about it temporarily, and I was like, no, they seem like a pain in the ass.
When we first raised chickens, we got 15 in total. The breeds we got, 5 of them were the white leghorns,
Mhm.
right? There's the white chickens. 5 of them were Rhode Island Reds, which laid brown eggs. And then 5 of them were a breed called a blue Australorp. And those lay like blue eggs. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
I'll say, aren't those like the rare ones or the pricey ones?
Maybe. But it turns out they had the guy that sold us the chicks or whatever were really bad at classifying the sex of the black Australorps, and 4 out of the 5 became roosters.
Oh, god damn.
So we had 4 roosters for 11 hens, and it was absolute fucking madness.
How long did the roosters were allowed to live?
I mean, we just kept them. We didn't want to butcher them or anything. We just kind of let them do their thing. There was constant infighting amongst
Yeah.
them where they established dominance, right? And I tell that. What was the point of that story?
Because
Oh,
I
yeah,
woke you up
we
at
just-
5 a.m.?
Oh my god, yeah. And it wasn't just one, it was 4 different. Every rooster had a slightly different crow. It was amazing.
They had their own
You could-
accent.
Yeah, they all crowed in different ways, so you could just and they always had it the exact same every single way they did it. It was ridiculous. So you were always able to determine which rooster was which just by listening. Like, oh, there's that one.
There's that asshole waking me up.
Yeah.
Now, did you raise them for food, for meat, or just for fun?
For the eggs, really.
Yeah.
But just for fun, too, We made a whole coop and a pen for them to play, to kind of strut around in outside,
I heard chickens are also dumb as hell.
They're pretty retarded, but
Not as dumb as
man,
turkeys, but they're pretty dumb.
if you like eggs, like raising your own chickens is top tier because the eggs are really good.
I've heard that, and
Mm.
I got, oddly enough, it's just random, but this past few days I went to the grocery store, got some eggs for breakfast, and they were out of the regular store-bought eggs that I usually get, so I had to buy organic eggs. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
man,
that's what
this hippie title bullshit, but no, they actually did taste a bit different, a little bit better.
they're good, right? That's what I do now. I actually started doing that recently myself, like getting the cage free as they call them.
Yeah.
You know, they're double the cost, but I mean, I can get 18 of them for like $5, so that's not bad. And
Yeah, they are.
I think it's I don't think it's placebo or anything. I think they are better.
Yeah,
It's better quality. The yolks are a better color. They're like a darker
they are
yellow too.
And when I broke one, because I eat my eggs scrambled like a child, it
I do
looked like
too.
a much
I'll
better
prepare them different ways.
consistency and color. A little
Mm-hmm.
brighter on the yellow, but not that
Mhm.
deep dark yellow you usually get with store bought eggs.
I mean, because the store-bought eggs you're getting, if you've seen anything about chickens, you know the conditions there, and they're all
Yeah.
jammed in tight into
Yep.
those little cages. They can't really move around.
All the hormones
Basically, just giving enough nutrients so their bones don't atrophy. You know.
until slaughter day.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So I don't know. I might be buying in more and more to the better quality food stuff. So we'll see.
I still don't trust like organic section of grocery stores. You can say anything's organic pretty much.
A lot of it's nonsense. I agree.
Yeah, but the eggs they got me convinced.
I think meat might be more of one that's probably be good to go for higher quality too, because there's some really sketchy ass meat you can see in them.
There are, and I've
Yeah.
heard grass fed tastes better and has better enzymes and all that shit. But yeah, I haven't pulled the trigger on actually testing that myself. I thought about having a cow, mostly for dairy, but that just
Oh yeah. Would you milk them like old fashioned way? Take that pail.
hell yeah, you gotta do it right, and then you could
Yeah.
have her bred because she has to be either pregnant or have a child to give milk at all. And
Yeah,
then you're supposed
exactly.
to either raise the calf for meat or you sell it off as veal, and that's how you sort of recoup your money. But whenever I think about it, like I couldn't do that. I don't have the heart,
Right.
so I don't think cows gonna happen.
You'd get attached to the little thing,
Yeah,
right?
Yep. And then you
I
gotta
think
keep
I
them
would.
pregnant to keep getting milk, so you get a whole bunch of little things, and then you're like, I have no room for these cows.
Right.
But I could slaughter my own animal for meat. That I could do.
Yeah.
But
My grandpa raised cattle, so he knew all about that kind of stuff. We were so spoiled. It's actually ridiculous. It's funny looking back on it. We would always like my sister and I would be like, "Oh my god, we're having steak again for dinner."
oh wow.
Oh my god.
How could you
Well,
ever
it was
say
just
that?
it was stupid, right? Because it was like it was less that because the steak was always good, but it was just like a variety thing at
Yeah.
that point. But my grandpa was kind enough, like when he slaughtered an animal, he would give us a generous amount of meat, right? Because he'd do it all himself.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's probably really good meat.
Oh
too.
no, what he would do is he would raise the cow, and then he'd go to the slaughterhouse, and then they would slaughter it for him, and he'd pay for them to package it up, and he'd get all the meat and the different
Yeah.
parts and all that stuff all packaged up and ready to rock and roll.
If you plan to sell the meat, you have to do it that way. You can't do it yourself.
Right, exactly. So I think he ended up selling a lot of it, but then he gave us a fair amount of it too. And yeah, we were just like, "Oh, we're having steak again."
How
In
could
retrospect,
you even say that?
I know. We were stupid little kids, but in
Yeah.
retrospect, and especially as I got teenage and older, I started getting a lot more grateful about it, so just dumb. I don't know. You don't know how good you have it when you have no perspective as a kid.
It's very true. Even in high school. Well, no. In high school, we had steak a lot of the times, and I just love beef, so I was happy for it. Every day was good.
Good shit.
What about you, Threcker? Surely you have some pet stories.
We've had cats.
Just cats?
That's about it.
I like cats.
How many cats at once?
Up to 3 cats at once.
Okay, so bordering crazy cat family, but not over.
So it started with, you had the 2 old-timers before me or my sister were born.
Mm-hmm.
There was a black cat named Asher and a white cat named Casper.
We call them the practice children. They're getting ready for
And
you
then
too.
my sister was born, and on her 4th birthday, they gave her a cat as a present, a gray cat that she named Allie.
Aw.
And as far as personalities for the cats go, Casper was just really, quiet, kind of just softly get on your lap and just purr. Azure hated us children. To be fair, we kind of tormented Azure.
Oh, yeah. If you're a little kid, it's kind of hard not to.
Like, Casper was so kind, but Azure was a little wary of us, and then we're like, oh yeah? Pulled the tail a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Allie was pretty good. Pretty much basic cat, meowed.
Good
Kind
cat
of
thing.
wary of me, because I was also still kind of the asshole child. But not as
You're
much
so-
as to Azure.
I think she's just wary of your accent. You go up
I
and
didn't
say,
have
"Hey,
the accent
kid,
that
come
way.
on,
The accent.
I'm
I'm
walking
watching
here,
later in
kitty.
life for no reason.
Hey, I'm being born here. Who you spanking? What you think you doing?
Yeah.
It was really sad for Azure because hated me up until Azure was about to die. I think I was in junior high when this happened, and Azure started to sweeten up, like get in my lap pet, and I was like, "What the hell? You meet pet lap?" And we had a good time, and then like died a year after that.
Aw.
And we buried our cats in the backyard. whenever they
That's how
died.
you do. Yep, you bury them in the backyard.
Were your cats ever hunters?
Nah, they're indoor cats.
Oh, okay.
My grandma had her cats be outdoor, and then one of them decided, I'm just gonna run in the street.
Yeah,
Aw.
they do that.
So that seemed like a good enough reason not to have outdoor cats.
That's
But
no good.
yeah. Casper died soon after. Allie had a thyroid problem. It was basically just bones.
Ugh.
Had to give
Right.
her pills right
Yeah.
before she ate, and
Oh, that's sad.
yeah, that was an ordeal. And then all 3 of the cats died, and we had no cats. Oh, I think Allie lived to see the new cats for like the last 6 months of her life. We got 1 new cat, good old Moira. I got to name this one.
That's your cat.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Moira.
like, about 3 weeks, maybe a month after Moira, like, yeah, okay, Allie's not gonna live that much longer. Let's have more than 1 cat. So my sister then picked out another cat, which she named Silver, based off the Warrior Cats book series.
No idea what that
Real.
reference is, but sure.
It's
I'm sure it's weeb.
it's some nice autistic stuff. It's what makes children into furries.
Oh.
Okay.
Like, yeah. You'll get to see this deviant art, tier art all the time. There was someone in my high school who just pretty much just dedicated themselves to Warrior Cats fan art on DeviantArt.
Oh shit! Yeah, I do know Warrior Cats because I went to a global game jam I do every year, and one of the guys there, his daughter really loved the book, and she was like 7, 8 years old, so I guess it's still okay. It's not full on furry at that point.
It's just a question of does she still really like them by the time she's 13,
Yeah.
14?
So he did a game based on that where they had to run around and pounce on the mice to collect food for the clan. But yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, now we have Moira and Silva mucking about.
so where
I was
did
alone all of last week, so
where did the inspiration
keeping
from
them
Moira
company.
come?
Moira, I just like the name Moira.
Where did you even pick that name from?
Oh, it's been in a lot of stuff.
I've-
And
The
in
only time I've
World
seen
of
Moira was in...
Warcraft, Dragon Age,
Oh,
Fallout.
okay. I was gonna say the only time I saw it was in Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I
But-
guess it's an Overwatch now.
There's a hero.
So it's a good
called-
name. It's a nice prime Scottish name.
Who is Moira
Yeah.
in Dragon Age?
Queen Moira, the rebel queen, mother to
Oh, okay.
Alistair and his brother, yeah.
I did not care enough to think about those characters.
The deep lore.
Like I've never heard Moira.
Never got to see her living.
Yeah, that's a name. I've never.
Yeah, it's a good one. You can roll your eyes if you're feeling fancy. Go Moira!
Yeah, that little Scottish on it.
There you go.
So it's good stuff. Man, nothing too exciting with our cats.
Nothing
I
too
have different
exciting.
stories of things that they caught. You had the standard fare. You had mice,
Yeah.
tons of mice. Depending on if you I had a cat, my first cat named Tiger. If you were lucky enough to see him catch a mouse, he would put on a fucking show for you.
Really?
He would like release it and let it try to run away, then he'd pounce back on it again and do like all these kinds of flips and fancy things. And then he'd finish it off by, he'd pick it up and, do the death crunch, right? Crunch its head in his mouth. But then he'd eat the whole thing just in one go.
Wow.
Just
Bones and all.
Normally cats don't do that, but he was like a performer. And you have to be careful because they'll leave, if you guys probably know about this, they'll leave pieces of the corpse as an offering.
Murder presents.
Yeah. Like, look at what I did for you. I always took it as a great compliment. I always gave them lots of praise whenever they did that.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Yeah, good for you. Look at my little hunter, right? The biggest thing I've ever witnessed my cat bring down was a pheasant.
Really?
Yeah. I go out and I see him, he's just like gnawing on this pheasant that he caught. I'm like, Tiger, what the hell did you do?
Yeah.
I don't even know how he swung that. That was amazing.
Did he catch it out of midair? Did you see it, or?
I didn't actually get to see it. I just saw the aftermath. I was like, this is mine now.
Because my family
Maybe
had a
he
lot
found
of
it, but
cats who hunted. But,
I don't know.
I had a cat named Tiger as well, except she was a female. She was my cat. She didn't hunt. Actually, no, wait. She did. The cats before, who were, like I said, they're the practice babies, where my parents had them before they had us. They would hunt, and they would get a mouse, but they'd only eat the head and leave the rest for us. So, like, I'm growing up, I'm like 4 or 5, I get to see a headless mouse and see the air tube and the neck and how the bones and all the meat around. They're like, oh yeah, that's a great vision. It'll never leave my mind.
yeah.
But
Nice dissection going.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's how they oftentimes do it. We'd see that too. We'd sometimes see just a headless mouse. They're like, I just like the skull.
yeah,
I just like to make it go crunch and then I'm done.
yeah. But my mom later adopted an older cat who was apparently from Arizona, because the chip, we could tell where the family was. Never got into contact. He got left at the SPCA. She adopted him at like age 7. Because she's like, oh, no one's going to adopt this cat. He's a pretty cat. So she got him. But he also eats birds. And we don't know how he gets them. The birds are must be asking to die for him to catch them. But his thing is he'll rip their wings off and eat those and leave the rest of the body. And
For birds?
yes.
Oh, that's brutal.
It is. And so the worst part is, after he eats them, when it comes out again, it's like this black tar, nasty mess. It's the literal worst. But one of the... I don't want to say it was cute, but it kind of was. I did catch him once. It was Mother's Day of all days. The rabbits were out playing. Their babies were just being born, and spring was being spring. And he catches a little baby rabbit. And we got a whole bunch of people at our house because it's Mother's Day. We're having a party and all that stuff. And we just hear the squealing little rabbit. So I go out to check out what it is.
For those who don't know, rabbits do make a screaming sound, and it's really unsettling.
It is.
I've never heard a rodent make such a human-like scream.
It's their best defense because they got nothing else, really.
Oh my god, it's terrifying.
But I walk up to him because I don't run because I don't want to make him panicky, and then he'll finish it off real quick because I'm already thinking what he's got. So I just walk over them, and he just looks up to me with the rabbit in his mouth, and I pat him on the head, and I take the rabbit away, let the rabbit go, pull him in, bring him back to the house. Like, oh yeah, you're so good.
Aw.
So the rabbit got to live for at least another day.
Yeah.
I don't know how much
probably
longer
died.
after that. Yeah.
It probably died the next couple of days just from internal bleeding.
No, I think if anything, one of the birds got it because there's a lot of...
Oh.
We had a lot of raptors. Even the turkey vultures would just fucking land in the yard, and those things are huge. They just...
Yeah,
they would actually walk the neighborhood. It was weird. Just walking through people's dogs.
The stories I have of just living out in rural Idaho.
It must be the best.
We had neighbors that raised turkeys, and they would just let them roam free. So sometimes their fucking turkeys would be walking around in our yard. My mom tried to shoo them away once, and it just attacked her. I didn't see it. I just heard my mom. I just heard her in the distance go, "Go on, shoo, get out of here, go on." And then you just hear, "Ah!" And it wasn't like a high pitched squeal. It was like a loud, like visceral "Ah!" from my mom.
You got chased off by a turkey.
Just see her running away.
You gotta chase it back. Show
Like,
it who's
"Mom,
boss.
Mom, what happened?" Another thing that happened was my mom's dog, who's still alive right now. Actually, his name's Baxter. He's this little Pomeranian Shih Tzu mutt, right?
Yeah.
Um.
Yappy as all hell.
Oh man, he made the horrible mistake of running up to a skunk and barking in its face. Oh man, he got both barrels from the skunk's stink glands just right in his fucking face.
Ugh.
And again, that was something I didn't get to see the initial. I heard the commotion, and I heard my mom just say, "Baxter, no!"
And you got to enjoy the aftermath.
And I go outside and I see Baxter just dragging his face back and forth across the grass, like, oh,
Trying to wipe it off.
He's like, "Get this off of me!" He's like, because he's not like stationary. He's like just walking and just dragging his face around the grass, like, "Help!"
It's like a mix of shame and just trying to get it off.
Yeah.
Did he have to do the old tomato bath remedy?
We did do that for him. Yeah, we had a sink in the garage that we could actually set him into, and then we gave him a nice tomato juice bath.
And did it work?
And,
Was it the remedy, they all say?
It helped. I mean, he still had the faint skunk smell for like a couple months after that.
Oof, that long.
Very faint, and the garage stunk of it for probably a good week or so, just because it's that powerful.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous how strong, like actually getting directly sprayed by a skunk is. It's stupid.
Have you ever dealt with a skunk plant?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I would always play in the woods in my grandmother's house, or anywhere I could go, and skunk plant was very prominent. I've never encountered the skunk smell itself, but skunk plant is named because it's supposed to smell like it. So I'm still curious to this day, but I don't want to bother smelling a skunk.
You know, old settled skunk smell kind of smells like marijuana. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard it referred to as skunk, yeah, but
Yeah, because the smells are similar. Like not right, like not pungent skunk, but like after it's settled for a
Yeah.
bit. Because what happened is when we took the dog into the garage, my pickup truck was parked in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the inside of my pickup truck smelled like faintly of skunk. And one of my friends thought I was smoking weed
No.
in my truck. Like he thought I had toked up or something. I know, dude. A skunk. I just told him, my fucking dog got sprayed by a skunk, and it just happened to be near my truck when it happened. He's just like, "Oh, okay. Like I thought you were,
I thought you were cool.
I thought you were cool, man."
No, you're just a hick out in the sticks, getting hit with skunks.
It's so funny. I'm getting all these stories. Like it's all coming back to me when we talk about this stuff.
It's good to reminisce. Thracker needs a few more years to get.
Oh, let me build up my reservoir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get older, you like looking back.
Another sad story. I don't mean for this to be sad story hours, but
Yeah, we got to think of an uplifting story to end it on. But yeah, go ahead.
we had a sweet little cat named Sabrina, and she met probably one of the worst ends a cat could meet. She had a nasty habit of she liked to. So when our lawnmower was off.
Oh no, I don't like where this is going already.
Yeah, you already kind of can guess where it's going. What she liked to do is she would like to just climb up through the underside of the lawnmower and get into the bag. You know, like for push mowers, there's that little grass bag. She would just kind of chill out in that, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, oh my god, before we would run the lawnmower, we'd have to just like
check
rustle the bag, make sure there were no cats in it, right? And my dear father, this was when we were not here for this, luckily. We were out traveling, Dad was home alone kind of keeping an eye on things. And we were over at our like aunts and uncle's house. He was mowing the lawn. The goddamn cat, as he goes in to like get some water or do something, right? So he stops the lawnmower. It's totally idle. And the cat gets up into the bag, right? She climbs up through the lawnmower, gets into the bag, and Dad comes out, doesn't check anything because he was not in there for very long, right?
Yeah.
Revs it up, and the cat gets spooked, and you can guess kind of what happened.
Oh
after
no, that is awful.
Oh God, I can only imagine what poor Dad had to do. You know, because when we came home, everything was spotless, right?
Oh,
no
man.
trace of anything.
Oof.
But poor Dad. He called us. He called us, and his voice was quavery, and he said, "Something terrible has happened. I need to talk to you guys." And I was, "Oh." We were terrified at first that we were afraid at first, like something happened to one of our family members, right?
Yeah.
Like our grandparents had died or something. But then he told us the story, and we're like, "Oh." So there's some relief there, but it was like, "Oh, but the poor cat," you know?
Yeah. What a way to go. I mean, whenever you hear something like that, you never expect anything. You know, like the worst has happened of some sort.
It's gonna be something nasty, yeah.
Like my mom called me once and said like something terrible happened. And I said what? And I was thinking, oh no, someone's probably dead or in the hospital. I said, no, your favorite bowl from when you were little is cracked.
Like, oh, for hell's sake.
Yeah. Thank God it's nothing, but oh god damn it, you don't lean on like that. But yeah, we mess with each other like that.
Yeah, please don't say stuff like that. You get
we
me
do
actually
that all
worried.
the time. But I do have a similar related note. Didn't happen to me, but it is sadly a dead cat story. But I'll judge your reaction because I had one completely different. So this person I know, more of an associate than a friend, but we were talking one night online, checking back and forth, and he was like, "Dude, I gotta tell you something." Turns out, it's like I just smoked my cat. Like, okay, I need some context here. So I was doing the laundry, and I was throwing in the clothes in the dryer, and I felt this lump. I said, it's probably just a shoe. So I threw it in anyway, and ran the dryer, and apparently I just steam dried my cat and ripped cat.
Aww.
But
I guess, if it's hot enough, well, that kills it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, it is.
Poor thing.
It is sad, but I was dying laughing. Because who fucking takes their clothes, says, "Oh, it's probably just a shoe. I'll throw it in the dryer anyway."
Yeah,
that's true. He did a good job.
I was gonna say, his thinking was flawed from the get-go. Yeah.
You feel.
Oh my god.
Just the late.
That's sad.
I gave him so much shit for it. And he never talked to me ever again.
Aw. I mean, it's like at the same time I could just picture like meow,
yeah,
meow, meow, every rotation.
It's sad when you picture it from the cat's side, but then you picture it from his side. You're like, what is
outside and see the muffler?
Oh, that's just my shoe going off. I'll let it run its course.
Must be a squeaky shoe. Yeah, it's like, okay, dude.
You dumb motherfucker. What the hell's wrong with you? Oh,
unbelievable.
Man. Yeah, people dumb. Lazy and dumb.
And most of our cats lived well, but poor Sabrina, she was such a sweetheart too. She was just this tiny little petite cat, right? Wasn't super bulky, didn't really get rough. Wasn't really a hunter, just kind of dainty. And her brother was the complete antithesis of her. He was a brute, right?
Big
complete
badass.
Bruiser. His name was Simba, and he was a complete bruiser, like big old kind of tabby-ish cat, right?
That was his kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. No, Simba was great too because he was fearless, right?
Yeah.
Nothing got him shook or daunted. Like even my mom's, I talked about Baxter. Like Baxter would do this thing where he'd rush up to Simba, like barking as loud as he could, and Simba would just stand his ground and like arch up,
Yeah, get ready to smack.
Swat at him.
Yep.
Swat at him. Baxter would go "Yay!" and start running away, and then Simba would take off after him. And then Baxter would look back and just start going because he realizes he was being followed.
Like
the
a
funniest
ball.
thing. Like that's what happens when you mess with Simba. He's not afraid of you. If it's a thing that's his size or slightly bigger, he's not going to be scared of you.
Talk shit and get hit.
Yeah. He would also hide in the brush in the driveway, so if we walked by him, he would jump up and he'd like pounce at you.
Yeah, swat your legs and then run away.
Yeah, and then run. Yeah, it was a game for him. He's like, gotcha.
Get you tomorrow too. You just wait.
Just you wait. Yeah.
Well, we're fast approaching that hour.
Yeah, it's about that time.
I think there's a...
We got all the cat stories out of the way.
Yeah, adventures in pets and country living, I guess.
Yeah, both some good stories, some sad stories.
Yeah.
Very,
But isn't that life?
Very animal related. It is life. You gotta have the bad so you can appreciate the good.
Yeah. Isn't that what Bob Ross said?
Yeah, he said something
Yeah,
like,
and then
you need the
and
sad
then
times to...
Appreciate the good times, and then he said, "I'm waiting on the good times now."
Yep, that's such a good
I watched
heartfelt
that
quote.
episode. I was like, "Oh,
He was quite the man. Though apparently he was a huge asshole in his early life, and then he mellowed out
Well, I mean,
super hard. Cause
I know guys that are like that." Yeah, like
I know he didn't like having the fro, but the network executives
Yeah.
made him keep it.
Yeah, because it was his character. But
it's iconic. Yeah,
yeah, he started he was like a captain in the Air Force or something, and he was a real hard ass. But then he got out and he
And
started to
kinda-
see like, yeah, life
kinda chilled.
means more.
yeah.
You know what? Bob Ross. Why I can't think of the name right now. It just escaped me. Mr. Rogers. Other heroes like that. Maybe that's something we can talk about next week. Get some sort of plan going.
Yeah.
Get the
I like
optimism to cancel
Yeah,
out
exactly.
all the cats
Next-
dying.
Next will be childhood memories of the classics, the heroes, the greats. To balance out today's sort of pet friendly.
Subway hours.
Yeah, pet friendly,
Well, it
unfriendly
wasn't-
stories.
Well, it wasn't super sad. Just stuff happens.
Yeah,
It's a little melancholy.
you gotta accept it. Then I guess we'll wrap that up here.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening.
Mm-hmm.
See you next week.
See you next time.